Micah Frankel, Cage Minds. We're at Luttrell Yee MMA. We have with us UFC strawweight Claudia Gadelha. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
So, you spent some time traveling. You came to America, you spent some time traveling around, looking at different gyms. What was that like, getting to see the country and to all these different places?
I love being here. I love being in America. The first time I came here was 2010, and I always liked training here, but I have a really good relationship with Nova Union team, and I didn't want to leave, but after my last fight, I decided to travel around and train in different gyms to learn new things and improve my game.
You're in Brazil for the fight. Are you going to stay there? Are you coming back to train? Do you have a plan yet even?
I'm going to Brazil to fight. I will spend 3 weeks there. I have things to do there. My house is there, my life is there, my family is there. But I'm coming back to America. I have to spend some time in my gym. I have to travel around and train, and I'll be definitely more in America than Brazil now.
How did you choose New Mexico Luttrell Yee MMA for your for this camp?
First of all, I always admire what Luttrell does. I like his game. I think for everything that I saw here in Albuquerque, it's where I can find things to add in my game. I don't want to change my whole game, but I want to add new things. And I think Luttrell is the guy that can give me that plus to my game. Also, I like the altitude, because I want to get better. As a fighter, I always want to improve myself. I always want to improve my game. And I feel like I need to spend some time improving my cardio, so I think I am in the best place now.
How did that altitude feel? We're talking to you've been out here for a couple weeks. What was the first couple days like?
It was tough. The first couple days I had headaches. I had a hard time getting used to the altitude, but now I feel great, and I can't wait to go back to sea level and feel what that can do to me.
And then you've been up in the mountains. How different has that been from what you're used to? You're used to the beach and the sun and everything all the time in Brazil.
Yeah, that's true. I'm very used to the beach, to the sun, to the warm weather, and then I come here, it's cold, it's mountains, it's a lot different, but I like that. I like to change things, I like to see new things, and I'm loving where I'm seeing here.
When you look back at your last fight, first couple rounds were really in your favor, and then the cardio issue kind of started to hamper you, right?
Yes.
So that was a big part of wanting to pick somewhere with the elevation?
Yeah, first of all, I did 17 weeks fight camp.
Too much?
I think it was too much. I feel that I was overtrained, A month after the fight, my body was sore from fight camp still, so I'm trying to figure out what happened still, but I really feel I was overtrained. I really feel that I pick it up before I should, but those things come to you, happen to you, so you can learn, and I think I learned from this, and from now on, I'll just watch myself more. I'm not gonna do things that it's gonna make me tired or it's gonna make my body sore. I'm trying to be smarter with my body, because I always push so hard, and I never take care of my body. So now I want to do that.
Has that felt strange? Because you grow up, people tell you got to work harder, put in the extra hours to get better, and now you get to a level where an athlete like yourself, you have to pull back because rest is very important. Is it strange to change your way of thinking because you've thought that way for so long?
It's not only strange, but it's very hard to me. I already know that resting is important, and I have to push back a little bit more, but then when I try to do it, I don't feel like doing it, I want to go more. So I really need someone telling me, hey, stop, it's time to stop. Don't overtrain yourself. I need someone telling me that, because I want to push through everything. and it's not the smartest thing. I grew up going so hard. I started training when I was 15 years old. Before training martial arts, I always played sports, and I always push so hard at everything I do, and now I have to teach myself, to go easier, don't hurt myself, don't overtrain. And I think this is part of the sport being professional. MMA, it's involving a sport that is growing, and we're learning about the sport. And now it's the time to learn how to train to an MMA fight.
When you look back at the last fight, what were some positive things that you progressed at?
In my last fight, I did pretty much what I already do. I didn't train nothing different. I wanted to do my game plan. I spent a lot of hours in conditioning training, but I think I did too much, not in the smartest way.
Okay.
I did too much, and like I said, I feel like I was overtrained. My body wasn't feeling it, and you can see that in the fight. In the first 2 rounds, I was doing good. I was doing really good. I was killing Joanna's game, but then I got tired. And when you're tired, you become a white belt, and that's what happened.
Your takedowns, it looked like you were trying really hard to get them in those last couple rounds.
I was really tired. Like, I always try to do it in the gym. I wanted to feel in the gym the closest feeling that I will feel in the fight. I will have in the fight, But I push myself so hard. I try to get so hard and feel the same thing I feel in the cage, But in that fight, I never felt like that in any training or any fight. It was something that my mind was telling me to do it, but my body couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I was trying hard. Everybody saw I went to the end, trying to fight, pushing myself, but my body just couldn't do it.
Now you're here at a new gym, new training partners, coaches that you haven't been with for years. So how different has this been getting used to a new environment in the gym? New voices telling you what to do and new training partners, because you've been working with the same people for years. You kind of know what they're going to do. So this is that new environment, consistently.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to shift away, to change the whole thing, but I'm trying to learn much as I can. George St. Pierre is a fighter that I admire so much, and during his whole career, he was traveling around and learning from a lot of people, And I'm the same way, because I travel around so much. I want to learn from different people, and I used to train in a very big gym. So even though it was the same team, I had a lot of trainers, a lot of teammates, and a lot of different people, So I'm used to that. Now that I come here, the game is different. They think a little bit different, but I like that because it's things that I can add to my game. I'm not changing anything in the game, but adding new tools, and I love that.
Right, you come from a jiu-jitsu-based gym, and then we all know Coach Luttrell. It's more of a wrestling, grind you up, beat 'em up kind of base is what he teaches. So that kind of was a positive to you, seeing his style, the way he implements it?
Yeah, I love his style. I always wanted to learn how to strike from how to find a striking platform from BJJ. But I always train BJJ so much, so I always grab people. And now I want to learn, to find a striking platforms on the ground, and I think that would be good for me. That would be great for me.
So working a lot of ground and pound, a lot of dirty boxing, right?
Yeah, and it's a game that I like. I love the dirty boxing. I love the fighting in the close distance. And Coach Luttrell is so good at that. So it's things that, like I said, it's gonna add new tools to my game.
Going back down to Brazil for UFC Fight Night, does it make it more special having spent so much time away to go back down there?
I'm very excited to go back. I miss Brazil so much. I miss my friends. I miss the energy. The first time I fought there in UFC 190, I thought I was gonna be really nervous, but then I loved the feeling. When I was walking to the cage, everybody yelling, and I loved that energy. So I can't wait to feel that again. I can't wait to be close to my people. And I can't wait to feel their energy and spend some time there with them.
Was it an overwhelming almost feeling, or even afterwards when you got the victory, that crowd and that emotion there?
Yeah, it's different. It's something different. I never felt that before. They really intense, and because that I thought I was gonna be really nervous, but then I felt so good. I felt they were cheering for me, and they gave me extra energy. So it's something that I want to feel again.
And for UFC Fight Night 100, the opponent's Cortney Casey. She's had 2 Fight of the Night bonuses and an early finish. She's been exciting. What do you think about your opponent and her game?
So she's a good fighter. I wish I could fight someone higher ranked, but they couldn't match any other fight for me right now, and I want to fight now. I want to get back to the winning straight line, and yeah, I don't have much to talk about her, because I don't know much about her. I've been watching her fights. I know she's a jiu-jitsu girl. She has a soccer background. She has good fights in the UFC, but we're ready to throw down with her.
So what you said, do you feel like you're kind of looking at another version of you? Good jiu-jitsu, an athletic background, kind of talking about you, just a little less experienced.
I never wrestled for school or anything, but I think I have one of the best wrestlers in the division. So I don't feel like she has, and that can be the difference.
Do you think that it's going to take, do you need a big win streak to get back to another title fight?
I'm not thinking about a title fight now. I'm thinking about the next victory, and from that we see what's going to happen. For sure I want to get back there, but before I got to beat someone.
In 2017, how many fights would you like to have?
At least 3.
3?
The last year I only fought once, and I wanna get back in the cage more. I wanna fight more. I wanna feel active, and I'm asking the UFC to give me more fights.
And then out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, gotta ask you the big question: green or red? Have you had the chili yet?
Oh yeah. I like red. I like hot though. I love it.
Claudia Gadelha, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.